Hi you guys, it's Allison on the Money Boost group, and I just got off of a Facebook Live over at the Talk to the Entities Facebook group, if anyone wants to go look, with the magical Merlin or Magic Merlot, and it was amazing and hilarious. I love him, and I love you guys too. So today, now that I'm in the Facebook Live mood, we're gonna talk about like money flows that are coming in from all directions or just maybe trickling, and where are your money flows right now, or do some work really well for you right now, do some not, and where can money show up that you aren't even asking for or acknowledging that it could show up yet. So I noticed this the other day when I have just been to a ton of classes, and I came back to Denver where I live, where my apartment is, kind of not knowing who I was, or hi Julia, or not knowing like what the heck is going on, like just kind of falling together. Sometimes when you go through a lot of change, you feel like everything is falling apart and you don't know what you're doing and you don't know how to do you anymore. But that's oftentimes when you're falling together, and that's like the time to use the tools of access consciousness, or to ask questions and not fall into any of the doubt or the fear or any of the voices saying you can't or any of that stuff. So anyway, that happened for the last week or 3 weeks, it felt like, and I was like, what is going on? Like I couldn't get my business at home, hi Celine, to do anything. I was like, what is the deal? It's like everything stopped. Everywhere where I decided money could show up, and the only places that I knew money could show up weren't producing money. And I was like, what is going on? I'm like, okay, the universe never gives you anything that you can't handle. And I consider myself pretty good at asking and receiving money. So I was like, okay, this must be, I'm not gonna go to conclusion. I tried for a little bit, that was like torture. I'm not going to go to conclusions. I'm not going to align and agree with any of this heavy stuff or any of the doubt or the fear. I'm going to ask a question. Same for you. I've heard this has been happening for a lot of people. Basically, the whole world changed a few weeks ago. And so I was like, okay, what is this? What am I doing that I could be changing? What am I being, or what am I not being that I could be that would change all of this? And I started recognizing that I was putting a lot of time attached to when money should show up or shouldn't show up. I was putting a lot of expectations on how it was going to show up. I was like, is there something that I've been asking for that I thought would happen like way in the future that is showing up actually right now? And if I would just acknowledge it and let this crap get out of the way, I could receive it right now. I was like, oh, all of these things that I had been like wishing and hoping would happen in the future and asking for, but I was still safe because that was probably not going to happen for another year. All of a sudden that was in my face. And whenever you ask for something, like really, really ask for something, everything that's keeping you from having that right away, all like the distractor implants, all of the blockages, all of the limitations are gonna show up. And this was like the hardest show up of limitations I've ever gone through. Yay, exactly. Celine says, so now I'm dancing, going to the cinema, and enjoying life and relaxing. Yes, that's an awesome thing. That actually, thank you for saying that. So all of these limitations were showing up. All of a sudden I had all this time because I didn't have to go to work. I was like, okay, so if I didn't have to worry about money or how it was showing up, or if I had all the money in the world, what would I choose right now? What could I choose that would be enjoyable and be ease for me? What could I choose that would start to create my future? Or what can I ask for next? If I'm already starting to get what I've been asking for, or nothing's quite working, what could I ask for? What else could I ask for? So I started doing all of that stuff. And after I like slept and like cried and like went crazy for 3 days, and then everything started shifting. I started getting offers for classes in different places that I wasn't expecting. Ideas for new classes online started showing up. Clients started showing up. And then all these other fun things started showing up that weren't making me money right now, and they aren't making money now, but they are definitely creating for the future. started showing up too. And I also was like, oh, what does my body need? Oh, I finally have time to move my body how I would like to move my body, or to binge watch Peaky Blinders for 4 days on Netflix, which is a great show, by the way. It's awesome. So I got to choose all of these things that usually I wouldn't be able to do or create or generate or ask for, because when I come home, that is time to work and that is time to make money the only way I know how to make money, and that is that. But that was totally not happening and not working, so I had to ask a question. So what is the gift of your trickle or your whatever you're receiving right now is nothing compared to what you can be asking for and receiving. There is actually no limit. It's limitless. So everything not allowing you to be limitless with your receiving, no matter where you think you want to get to, everywhere where the limit of your success that you may or may not have acknowledged that is or is not there, can you uncreate and destroy all of that times a godzillion? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, beyonds, and everything not allowing you to receive beyond your wildest dreams. Can you uncreate and destroy that times a godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, beyonds. And another cool thing, any flows, any rivers, any money flows that you've stopped from the past, anything that you've chosen in the past that you've stopped, that you haven't acknowledged, that you can now release and allow to flow and contribute to your future. Can you allow all of those to contribute now and allow them to continue flowing into the future? No matter if you can, from any lifetime, whether you can define them or not, let's just energetically allow those to open back up and contribute to you. So now let's allow money to flow in from all directions, which is, I'm going to do a shameless plug really quick. I am doing the money workbook, which a lot of people have read or haven't read or have been trying to read. Gary Douglas channeled it, and it changes your life and your relationship with money every single time you read it. And that's where a lot of these tools come from. Actually, it's kind of the basis for Access Consciousness, a lot of the base core questions and things like that. So we're going to be starting that. I'm going to be starting that next week on Wednesday. And the cool thing about that is when a lot of facilitators will do this book, and the gift that they be and the energy that they be and the people that contribute to the call changes everything for all of us. And there's totally different points of view that show up every single time you do the book, especially when you do it in a group. And that can change even more things than like you just reading the book alone could change. It's just a really cool way of doing it. And then we get to pot and pock and we get to add all of the tools that we now have. This book was written, I don't know, 20 years ago or something. And there's so many new things that have shown up and all these new tools that we have in Access Consciousness also that we can add to the book that will create even greater. I know that Kristen was on here. No, was it Kristen? Oh, no, it was Cassandra. Cassandra wrote like underneath the little chat of who wants to do the workbook. She said, yep, that book's awesome. I read like 2 paragraphs and couldn't get through anymore, and I got a raise at work. Literally every time you read the book, something changes. So let's see what we can create. You're more than welcome to join. And just, again, everywhere where you've decided money can only show up, can you uncreate and destroy all of that and allow it to show up from all directions greater than you ever could have imagined possible. Thank you. Have a great day. See you guys next time. Bye.